Hi you guys, this is Jamie with Whatever's Clever Boutique, and today we are going to do one of the most simple designs, but they are so gorgeous. We're going to do some monochrome leopard print tumblers. We're going to start by removing the booties on our tumblers, and you've seen me do this before, but we're going to take a flathead screwdriver, hammer right in that seam, and pop those bottoms off. Today I'm going to use the 24-ounce plumps from the Tipsy Magnolia, and I'm just going to base paint each one of them the color of the glitter that we're going to be using, or a color that's close. So we're going to do a tan, a pink, a black, and a purple. And I'm going to use epoxy method today to apply my glitter. Now for our glitter, for the purple tumbler, I'm going to use Savior from Peachy Olive Glitters. All of the glitters I'm going to use today will be from Peachy Olive Glitters. And I am just going to sprinkle that all over the tumbler. Once we get that all sprinkled on, we're going to tap off that excess, and then I'm going to go in with Belieber to fill in any spots that may still be open. This is a little bit of a finer cut, so I'm just going right in over top. I get impatient, take off that lid, and just lay that really thick all over to fill in any empty areas. Now for the pink tumbler, I'm going to go in with Sonnet and Huzzah, and I just created a 50-50 mixture of this glitter. I should have mixed more. I had to refill my little cup many times, but this color was gorgeous. For our gold tumbler, I'm going to go in with Jitters for the first layer of glitter. And then I'm going to go in with Goddess and just lay that right over top of the Jitters. For the black, I'm going to create a mix with Batman, Gentleman, and Expo, and we're just going to do equal parts here. Once I get that mix made, I'm going to sprinkle that all over the tumbler. Same as the first mix, I did not mix enough, so I kept having to refill my little cup. It just took a little bit longer, so if you make a bigger batch, you'll be able to just lay that glitter in one shot. Once we get all of the glitter laid on our 4 tumblers, we're going to let that epoxy cure, and then we're going to go in with 2 coats of epoxy over top of our glitter layer. I use KSRESIN Liquidy Split Ultra UV, and we're going to go ahead and let that cure as well. Now for our leopard print, I used a leopard file from Bear Trends Design on Etsy, and I'm going to cut the vinyl in the same coordinating colors of the tumbler. So I'm going with that metallic goldy bronze color, the metallic pink, metallic purple, And then for the black, I went with a holographic black. And these are all from Tech Wrap Craft. Now we're gonna go in with our sanding. I'm gonna do a really heavy sand here in the sense that I want these tumblers to be completely smooth. When you go in with a holographic or a metallic or an opal vinyl, you will see every little bump or imperfection underneath that vinyl. So I'm really gonna take my time here and just sand that rim down and then go in with my 220 grit sanding block just to make sure all of the tumbler is smooth. Don't forget to sand down that bottom rim as well. Then I'm going to go ahead and spray that tumbler with 91% alcohol and wipe clean. I went ahead and did that to all 4 of the tumblers, and then we will be ready for our leopard print. And here you can kind of see that rim that I exposed so that our final coats of epoxy have something to adhere to. Now for the leopard print, if you want to get crazy, you can go ahead and take a full transfer sheet and lay it right over top of that leopard print and wrap your tumbler like you would a vinyl wrap, but with all of the leopard print. I personally prefer to hand lay my leopard. So it may take me a little bit longer, but I like being able to decide where each spot is going to go. And I'm going to go ahead and do that for all of the tumblers. This is why it's such an easy design, because really you just choose your glitter color and your vinyl, cut out that leopard print, lay it, and your tumbler is done. I did decide to add a decal that was pretty intense. I did a triple layer. It had some really fine weeding, but you can decide yourself whether you want to leave it just leopard. They're absolutely stunning by themselves, but these were for a girls trip. So I went ahead and added a girls trip decal, as you'll see here in a bit. Once we get all that vinyl applied, I'm going to go ahead and go in with my quick coat from CC DIY. You don't want any of this vinyl to lift under epoxy. So don't miss this step. Go in with a layer of quick coat and then let that completely dry before we go in with another coat of epoxy. Now we're going to go in with that another coat of epoxy, and we're going to go ahead and let that cure before we go in with our decal. I found this Girls Trip SVG on Etsy, and I'm going to kind of do a layered effect here. So we're going to go in with the white as the base for each color. And then the middle layer is going to be that same color as the leopard print that's on the tumbler. So for example, this is the white, the gold, and then a tan. So the top layer is going to be a lighter color of what that tumbler is. So for the pink, it's a light pink, purple is light purple, the gold is a tan, and then the black is going to have the gray. So I'm going to go ahead and put our base layer on each of those tumblers, which is going to be the white. And for myself personally, I like to stand the tumbler up on my table. I'm going to then hold the SVG or the vinyl up to the tumbler so I can make sure that it is straight, and then I go ahead and lay it down. Now, to not bore you, I'm going to speed this up drastically, and I'm only going to show you a couple of the tumblers since it's very repetitive. But I'm going to lay each of the other colors in layers. That way I can be sure everything is lined up perfectly. And because it is curved on the tumbler already, I just didn't want to take a chance of having to remove all the vinyl because I messed up and relay it. So I'm doing it in portions and taking my time here. And as you can see, I didn't fully weed that Cheaper Than Therapy tiny SVG or vinyl on the bottom. After it was laid on the tumbler, I then went in and took my little weeding tool and weeded out those tiny little centers. Then we're going to go in with a layer of quick coat, and before we go in with our final coats of epoxy, I'm going to do some glitter booties as always. And to save this video from being 30 minutes long, I am not going to show me putting the glitter booties on there, but I will have some listed and linked in the description box below if you want to see how I do that. So I use Swak and Huzzah for that pink tumbler, then Petunia and Savior for the purple, Chantilly and Goddess for the gold, and Solomon and Gentleman for the black tumbler. Thank you guys so much for coming back and watching today. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining me. And I hope you guys love this tumbler. These were for a girls' trip, obviously, as the SVG says. And I hope that you guys were able to gain some inspiration from this design. Again, this monochrome leopard is so easy. You can list a whole line with every single color on your website and knock them out super fast. I will have everything I use listed and linked in the description box below. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you again next week.